Today, I won't be talking about cost of building a house. So today, I'll be talking about things that will normally happen on the site. So these are quite educative and very entertaining things that you need to know since you are embarking on your building project. So one of the things is this: everybody is an engineer on the site. So the keyword engineer is mostly used on the site. So even the bricklayer, the laborer, even this building supervisor on site is an engineer. You even hear most people calling themselves engineering as if it's a kind of higher version of engineers. So the thing is, everybody have different opinion about what everybody should be doing. Even the bread sellers, the market sellers on site, you find they're giving you different opinion on what you should be doing, how you should be doing your foundation. This is really funny. Like, so if you did not even have a professional who is going to be there on site with you, you're actually going to get confused. And if you get confused, you will make a lot of mistakes. So you always need to get a professional that is going to be by your side to make sure that everything is actually going into play. Okay, so the next thing you don't have to do that we mostly find on site is never go for the less cheaper building cost. You're always tempted to go for the less cheaper cost of building. So the thing is, you have a friend, he refers you to an engineer who's supposed to build your building project. So he quotes a price for you and say this price is actually 5 million naira. And then we have Baba Malika that says, look, this your building you want to build actually cost you 1.8 million naira. Well, you look at it, and because you want to go for the most cheapest building cost, you decided to hire Baba Malika to do your building. And then when you start doing the building, you say, Baba Malika, go to the site and work now. It's like, Oga, there's a lot of problems. So look at the building materials. Every day they are increasing the price, and even the workers, they are also increasing their price. And then you still give him money since you still want your building to be completed. So at the end of the day, you find out that if you sit down and you actually reflect on it, you know that the 5 million that you're supposed to spend is actually what you're going to be spending, since the cost Baba Malika gave you is still what you're going to be spending. So you just discover that it would have even been better if you spent the 5 million and just rest yourself at once, and then getting up and down with prices and reviewing the prices and paying extra money, which will cause you a lot of stress. So that is one of the funniest things that also happen on the site that you need to know. Okay, so never go for the most cheapest cost to build. So they are always very, very risky. They may even cause you high blood pressure. Cases like that. There's also a lot of scammers everywhere who are trying to get your money. They are trying to get your money. So if you go to Facebook, you can see someone advertising a bag of cement for 2,000 naira. The last time I checked, a bag of cement was actually sold for 2,000 naira during the Obasanjo regime, and right now we are in the General Buhari regime, which we know the cost of cement right now. So if you see those type of things, you have to run. You better run. No, those ones they are scammers. So they say, okay, you're going to get a truck of cement for this. You have to pay so amount. Then you take this cement to your site tomorrow. And then when you do that, people actually do that. So it's not when you do that, people do that. When you pay, you discover that the next day it's taking forever for them to deliver these building materials to your site. So people go through all these things, and you have to know them. What about the sand seller that said he's going to deliver 20 ton of sand for you, and it's only delivering 15, and the 15 doesn't have a kind of good quality that you actually appreciate. So this thing happened. The tile seller, you said you needed the kind of Spanish tiles, and he gave you the price at a very ridiculous amount, and you're really really excited. You even couldn't wait to check it. You ask your boys to pack the tiles up to the car, and you take it home. And when you get home, you open it, and it's looking more shiner, like it's chinko. You didn't even want to bother to look at where it's made from, if it's made in China or it's actually made in Nigeria. And what next do you have to do? You say you want to go to the shop seller to return your goods or the material. I don't think it's actually going to work. I don't think you have good luck doing that. So these are what people actually go through, and it's educative. You have to know about it. It can happen to anybody, so you have to know about all these things. So you remember Baba Basira that promised you that is going to deliver the 30 bags of cement that you ordered the next day into your site. He actually swore in the name of Ogun, even though you know that he worships Sango. So he promised that he's going to deliver the bags of cement, 300 bags of cement for you the next day. And then you're in the next day, you have 10 laborers that are on site for the casting. Actually, out of the 16 laborers the engineer has recommended for that job. So you're waiting for Baba Bashira so that he can deliver these goods for you. The 300 bags of cement. You have been calling his number, It's not going through, and you do not have any option than to go and buy other bags of cement so that you can start up the project. So these things happen on site. You have to brace yourself up for this type of scenario. So at the end of the day, it doesn't deliver. It doesn't deliver it. So if you find yourself in an interview and they said, how can you deal with so much uncertainties? Tell them you have managed a building project in Nigeria, because there are a lot of uncertainties in handling a building construction project in Nigeria. So there are a lot of uncertainties. So you just tell them this, that you have managed a building project in Nigeria, so you can deal with any kind of uncertainty you find yourself in. Some expenses no longer come natural to you. You find this in the earlier stage of your construction, even though you have planned for this and budgeted for this. And then when you sit down, you start seeing the engineer coming with his own problem. You have the homoniles, and then the other one is the Dangote cement. You see that they are telling you that Dangote has decided to add the price of materials for the cement. Like, he has decided to increase the price of a bag of cement. So these things are what you experience when you're trying to build. Okay, you experience this when you're trying to build your project in Nigeria. So up to the extent that maybe you're watching a kind of movie with your wife or your husband, then you see 30 on the screen, you start thinking of 30 bags of cement. And then when you hear a kind of ask, they say, okay, get together, and it's 30,000 naira, you start thinking, oh, I would have bought up to 15 bags of cement with this. So all these things are things you can experience while on site. So you get to actually meet Aligo Dangote when you're building in Nigeria. If you don't know this, let me tell you. You actually know Aliko Dangote is one of, if not the richest black man in Africa. Yeah, you actually get to meet him when you're building in Nigeria. One of these scenarios is like this: the engineer gives you a quote. He says you're going to need some bags of cement, which he says at the rate of maybe 3,000 naira, and you're really happy. You're getting excited. You do not even know how many bags of cement you're going to need for the project. And then he actually hands you the estimate. So you're going to need 1,000 bags of cement. I shout kilo day, like, just for this small house I'm trying to build, you say I'm going to need 1,000 bags of cement. So that's how you actually meet Aliko Dangote. He's the number one building industry controller. Like he controls even the cost of your house. He determines how much it's going to cost you. So you have to know this. And then what if you also decide that the budget you've done, maybe you've budgeted like 2 million naira to buy your bags of cement, and then you discover that the next week he has also slashed the price maybe from 4 5 to 3,000 naira, and then the 2 million naira you've budgeted you need to use only 1.5 million naira. I think you also be happy with that type of development. So you have actually met Aliko Dangote. He's number one controller in the building industry. He determines the cost of the building you're going to build. So I think if you're lucky enough, it's going to reduce the cost of building material for you. So when you see that, you just say God bless Aliko Dangote, and you really get very very excited. So also your house design actually trims down really quickly. You meet the architect, he designs a kind of building for you, and you say, though architect, I want my bathroom to have a jacuzzi. I also want to have a gate view to the entrance of my site, so that I can actually watch when the boys comes in to check out my girls. You know Nigerian boys, you do not actually trust them, so you want to see everything that's happening on your building. Like, so you want to be the security. It's actually your home though. So the architect designed this for you. You hand it over to the quantity surveyor. So the quantity surveyor gives you this estimate that you're so scared of, and you call the architect. You say, architect, look, like um I want you to take out this gate view and also the jacuzzi. I just want a normal bathroom. I do not want to have those jacuzzis and the gate views again. So before you know, you discover that your house design idea really trims down quickly because of the expenses it will come with. So you have this type of things that people face. 9 months into the construction, you realize that you have spent a lot of time trying to or make these designs work for you, and then it's no longer working and your wishes are falling. You can no longer put in the jacuzzi and the gate view. So these things always happen. So you always make sure that you have a building design that will suit your budget and also your lifestyle, and make sure that you have the money to complete it. Very very important. Omonile is your friend though. When it all started, they are always really really very friendly with you. Very very friendly. You find that even the youngs and the old, they always come to the site, and then they tell you, it's either you pay us in stages. If you reach this stage you pay us, or you reach this stage you pay us. But he decided, okay, I do not want people to be disturbing my workers. I'm going to pay you guys off. You pay them off and they go. Before a while, you still discover another group of Omoniles. They will be coming to your site. They will disturb your workers. They might even have a fight with your workers, and your workers might also run away. You will have to call them and settle them. Before you know again, you still have another ones from another area. They will still come to the site, disturbing your workers up and down. What will you do? They said they are going to block your building materials into the site, which they actually do. They say it's either you settle them or you stop working. What will you do next? You have to pay them their money. You pay them their money. Omonile is your friend. Always pay them their money so that they will not disturb your workers, because most of them are really really very dangerous. So if you have any kind of experience with them and you're watching this video, you kindly drop your kind of experience with them, because it will actually help some people to know how to go about this in different locations in Nigeria. I know they have different names they call themselves, but in Lagos they normally refer to as Omonile. So kindly give us your experience on the comments below. So these are things you experience on site. So you just have to find a way to interact with them or come up with a deal that's going to help both of you and get an agreement so that you can work on your site. So just don't be scared, just interact with them, and hopefully you make a deal between two of you. When people hear this word, like they are always very scared. The rain is coming when you're trying to build. So they tell you that, okay, today we are going to be done with your casting at around 6 p.m. And then that day, to your shock, you discover that from 11 a.m. in the morning, the rain is falling. Heavy rain, oh, it's not just normal rain, heavy one. It's pouring till I don't even know which time. And then you have hired workers, then you have the concrete mixers you have also hired. All these are expenses. All these are expenses, and you have to pay for them. And the rain is holding you down. Maybe you're not always in Nigeria, you still need to travel. The rain is holding you down. So all these things happen. That's why most people prefer to build during the dry season, because the raining season is kind of, it's very very tricky, and it can increase the timeline of building and also increase the expenses. Maybe you're molding your blocks, also the rain comes down and destroys it, and all those type of things happen. So you have to brace up for them. So now you're finished your foundation, and you're really really very very happy. You've called for party, like you've called your neighbors, you've called your friends so that you guys can party. And the engineer will just be looking at you smiling. He'll be smiling at you. Are you wondering why is this man smiling? He'll just be saying he smile like, Oga, fasten your seatbelt. Oh, this is just the start of the spending. This is just the start of the expenditure. You have not even done the deck, and you have throw party for your family and friends. So always make sure you finish uh, the building project itself, then you can throw your party. Like I always said, the building industry in Nigeria is full of uncertainties, so you have to make sure that everything is done accordingly and at the right time, at the right moment, with the right professionals, with the right person. Don't try to cut corners in the building industry. It's really really very risky, even to your own self. It's really risky. So if you found this video kind of educative, or it has helped you in a little way, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe now. You've been watching me, you don't want to press the subscribe button. Why are you doing like this now? I'm your brother now. I always say it, I'm your brother. Don't forget that in another mama born you, I'll be your brother. So just like the video now, it won't cost you anything. Like the video, share it to your family. You can even give your kids to watch. I think they'll learn one or two from it. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day, and God bless you. Take care.